Welcome back to the Crypto Report. I'm Blacksea, and I have another video for you guys. Today, I want to talk about Crypto.com, Crowcoin, take a look at Bitcoin, and take a look at the overall market. What's going on with the S&P 500? Is it going to take Bitcoin down with it? We're going to talk about that. So without further ado, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Let's hop into this video. So guys, right now, Bitcoin is trading at $61,700, down about 1.56%. But there's something at play here that we need to be paying attention to. Bitcoin dominance is starting to climb back up. I will be honest with you guys, I do expect it kind of to be chopping around, but it is starting to make its way back towards that 57% level. We came up, hit that 57, and have basically been declining down as we've been trading sideways over the past month or so. But that being said, we are slowly climbing back up right now. I don't think we get to that 57%, 60% until Bitcoin decides to make a decisive move. If Bitcoin ever decides to make a decision, it will. There will come a time. It's sooner than later, in my opinion. But once Bitcoin makes that move, then we'll probably see Bitcoin dominance start to make its way back up to that 57, 60% level. But there's some things going on in the overall markets that unfortunately do not look very good for Crowcoin, Bitcoin, and all the other crypto. We're going to talk about that. But before we do that, go follow me at 333 Blacksea on Instagram. If I can reach 300 followers by the end of this week, I will give $300 worth of crypto to one of you guys. I'm just going to keep pushing this giveaway back because I want to give back to you guys. I appreciate everyone that's following me. I appreciate you guys watching. So go follow me there. If we can get to 300 followers, I'll give $300 away to one of you guys. So follow me. So let's talk about the S&P 500, okay? We're looking at the monthly candles. We have a red dot on Market Cipher on the monthly candles, guys, okay? We don't like to see that. We don't like to see that, especially how correlated Bitcoin has been with the S&P 500 basically in the past year. Will we see this play out? Will we see a spillover on the monthly time frame? If we do see it, we better see it sooner than later, guys, because I think that's kind of the only outcome here. I don't see us printing monthly red candles on the S&P 500 leading up into the election. I have to chuckle at that a little bit because I just don't see that being possible. I don't see it being possible. But I do see short-term monthly candles to the downside, maybe in the next quarter, leading into quarter three. I think that's an appropriate time to see a reversal if we see that move to the downside. But I don't expect a macro move to the downside in the S&P 500 spanning over a year leading into the election. I just don't think that's possible. We're seeing money supply. I posted this on Instagram and Twitter. This money supply chart. We're going positive. We're seeing Jerome Powell talk pretty hawkish, but not talk about raising rates. People know that the rate cuts are going to come. But it's important that we're paying attention to the overall market because Bitcoin has been so attached to the S&P 500. And Bitcoin, oh boy. I don't like being the bearer of bad news, but Bitcoin looks awfully bearish. But I will say, I need to emphasize this. We're looking bearish on some time frames. And as we trade like this, more and more of those time frames become bearish. But not on all the time frames are we bearish. This could easily be a bottoming formation. And it could also very easily be a spillover. I am leaning into that idea that the S&P 500 trades sideways, to the downside maybe a little bit on the monthly time frame. We see Bitcoin trade sideways to the downside a little bit to the high 50,000s for a month or so. If we do decide to spill over on the S&P 500, I think Bitcoin follows with that play. But it's not just that. I do think that this next week is going to be the deciding factor if we're going to see bearish moves to the downside or moves to the upside. It's really going to come down to this week and next week. But after that, if we're trading sideways into next week, I do think that the next logical move would be to the upside. I do think that that would be the next logical move. I'll say that again. If we trade sideways for the next week, going into this week into the next week, if we trade sideways and we don't make that bearish move to the downside, I do expect the next move to be moving to the upside. I do. But so what does that mean for Crocoin? Because I know you guys care about Crocoin. I care about Crocoin. There's a lot of fun things that have been happening on the Cronos ecosystem with the meme coins. Guys, Crocoin is going to trade sideways. I know you don't want to hear it, but Crocoin's going to trade sideways probably for a lot longer than the majority of people can handle. Crocoin is going to trade sideways until the retail investors come back. Actually come back, I'm talking. Actually come back. None of this, oh, Bitcoin's at 65,000, I'm coming back to sell, and I'm done. No. Retail needs to come back and needs to play in the crypto space before we see Crocoin make his move to the upside. And I think that does play out. The question is, does that happen as we make this move play out in the next couple weeks? Or does that happen after we trade sideways to the downside, after the S&P 500 spills over and Bitcoin trades sideways to the downside for a couple months? That's what we're going to have to pay attention to. I'm going to be having my finger on the pulse, guys. And here at the Crypto Report, all you got to do is watch the videos, and I'll keep you guys in the know with where I think we're headed here when Bitcoin decides to make that decision. Right now, Bitcoin's trading sideways. If we don't spill over by the end of next week, I think there's much more likelihood of going to the upside. Probably get a little bit of a relief on some altcoins. Probably see a move on Crocoin. Hopefully get back up to that 15 cents if that plays out. But I need to be honest with you guys. I am leaning towards the idea here that we probably trade sideways, especially because of the monthly red dot on market cipher for the S&P 500. Don't like seeing that. And we've been pretty green so far this year. We're going to be paying close attention to that, guys. If you like this type of content, please hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel right now. Check out some awesome referral links down below. We have a $4,100 sign-in bonus to Femex. All you got to do is go below this video in the description box. Click the link, deposit, trade a little bit, get a bunch of free money. That's all I got for you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.